all against Earth, to destroy it. We shall conquer the entire universe.
to see me soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Meet me at the dance.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Star Esports for another edition of the Overwatch All-Star Trials Season 2. We've got another wonderful matchup coming your way here tonight with Astray taking on Illusion Esports. This is going to be a fantastic match. My name is Shy Guy. I'm going to be your play-by-play caster for the evening. And joining me on the other side is going to be my man, Val Nilo. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic, and I'm really excited to see these top teams go at it in this league. You got two of the top three teams. Going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so far, kind of the story of this season now is we are winding down. We're getting into the last couple weeks. So far, it has really been all Astray, and no one has really been able to go toe-to-toe with these guys, and it's not that difficult to see why. This is such a talented squad. As of right now, they are fresh off of a pretty strong performance in the Practice Open Division just a few weeks ago, coming through with a playoff appearance there, really kind of making their mark on Tier 3 as a relatively new organization and team. So it's exciting to see them have some success here in the All-Star Trials, and Illusion going to do their best to try to take on the Kings here tonight, dethrone them a little bit, make it a close race as we head towards the last week of the season next week.
Yeah, Astray is a really tough team. Like you mentioned, they've had a lot of success lately, and I think that's because top to bottom, there's not really a weak link. A lot of times on teams, you can say, hey, there's one person we might be able to focus on, might be able to move around, but with these guys, you can't really, nobody's been able to find that target.
No, I mean, it's just talent like up and down the roster. And, anyone who is kind of familiar with Tier 3 Overwatch at any level looks at this team and they see names that have been around for a long time who are finally kind of coalescing, coming together, and have put together a really, really potent mix. So I feel like this is only kind of the beginning for this team, as they are really finding their footing right now, and it's been a joy to watch. I cannot wait to see them as we head into 2020 and see what they can do. But in the here and now, they're looking to wrap up their season on a high note. I believe if they win here tonight, they can lock down first place in their division and secure the victory overall. So, a lot on the line for Astray and Illusion, trying to keep it close and, maybe pull off an upset here tonight. And, in their own right, they've had an excellent season themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're no laughing matter, man. They're top three, I believe, last time I checked. And, again, not a lot of weak links, Pwn, Sakura, Convoluted, strong lines, Leo Cakes on that off tank, gotta love her. Really, really strong performances.
Yeah, I am personally very excited to see Illusion play. This will be the first chance that I've gotten to see them, and it's going to be a very tough test for them here tonight. Astray has to come into, I think, any match as the favorites at this point.
Definitely.
But they can't come into it and kind of be overlooking. They can't be looking towards the end of the season. They've got to be focused on the here and now, because Illusion is ready to go, is ready to give them a run for their money. And in fact, we're going to be starting things off with a control map here tonight, Oasis, to get us going.
Ooh. Glad to see this. Hopefully we see some different stuff, especially on City Center. You can see some Pharahs, some Tracers running around. Hopefully see a monkey or two. We'll have to see it.
There's a little bit of potential for those dive comps here on control in certain situations, but for the most part, the meta has been pretty, I would say, locked in for the last few months. We've been seeing the reign of terror of double shields. And fingers crossed that might be changing in the near future. I'm praying tomorrow. I'm hoping it's got to drop this week. It's got to drop this week.
It's got to be Tuesday, man. We're all looking forward to that. I know I've been on the PTR, and that's actually something that might come up right now. I know a lot of these teams are scrimming on the PTR, trying to get used to that new patch. but we're still on, the live patch.
Mhm.
Where's their mental at on that? Have they been keeping up with the strats?
Yeah, that's a really good question to think about as we head into game here tonight. Just if teams are already kind of mentally moving on to the next patch, does that mean that we'll see kind of maybe a bit more variety in terms of our hero picks tonight? It's going to be interesting to see. And I'm still in a situation where I haven't been casting a ton recently, so I have not been super up to date on where the meta is about to be heading, where we are about to be going. So if teams want to get outside the box, it might catch me off guard a little bit, and I'm here for it. I'm always ready to see the meta kind of shake up and see teams try new things, and hopefully we're starting to get into that area as we get some changes coming down the pipeline. But now we're getting into it. We're getting onto map and ready to go here on Oasis, and indeed it's going to be City Center, like you said. That's where we're starting off.
Oh man, one of my favorite maps, because like I said, there's a lot of different stuff you can run out. Yes, we probably will see the double shield coming out, but some teams like to get a little frisky every now and then, and we have our first pause of the night.
There we go. I wouldn't have it any other way. Got a little bit of a disconnect there on the side of Illusion. Dash dropping out, hopefully back very quickly, so we can get underway. But it wouldn't be tier 3 Overwatch if we didn't have the pauses coming through.
At least this one is quick. He just needed to reset, it looks like, so we should be starting up shortly.
Not gonna delay us too much. He's back. Yeah. Everybody's ready to go. And we can get underway here.
It is the T3 NA way.
Exactly. But now I'm going to be interested to see what Illusion kind of brings to the table, because I'm a little bit curious, just in the sense that I think if you try to go toe-to-toe with Astray in terms of playing like the mirror matches of that double shield, it's not necessarily going to be the easiest way to approach this, or kind of the most successful. We know how good they are at that kind of meta composition right now. So we'll see if they try to change things up a little bit and get Astray outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing that, though. It looks like they are going to try to go and go toe-to-toe with the Giants, stand in the ring with the heavyweight, and hopefully they land that lucky punch. But
it is indeed going to be that mirror match on either side. The Doomfist on the field. Chinese Food and Dash are going to be players to watch in this first fight, but it's going to be Illusion rotating up to the high ground right now. They want to set up in this position, but eventually they are going to have to drop down and contest the point. They're not going to be able to stay up here forever.
Yeah, you want to see that control. That is a good first point to make, though. They're establishing somewhat dominance by taking the high ground from them. So that might be a good mental boom for them.
Ooh, but they all get halted together. A lot of damage coming down from Astray as they rotate around this central point. The shields and the health bars going low for Illusion already as they try to fight their way back into it. They back off a little bit. Both teams kind of resetting, waiting for those cooldowns to come back up before the engagement gets going again. No one finding the kills just yet, but the coalescences are out. No one's dying just yet, but Rory finally finds Pater, and then the kills, they just flow like water after that switch, picking up 2 with the coalescence.
Yeah, Rory managed to get his way into the back line there, and they just pincered him and tore him apart, and then we had the dueling beams between the two Moiras.
Absolutely, and that is just a really patient play coming out from Astray there in that first fight. They wait for Illusion to come to them, and they punish them on the rotation.
No, it was a fantastic, they definitely outmaneuvered them. Rory's doing a fantastic job, keeps teleporting around, wraithing around on this Reaper. You never know where he's going to come from, never know what angle he's going to be shooting at you from.
Now, as Illusion try to make their reapproach, they're coming in aggressively already. Dash out of the fight, but they trade for Rory, so 1-for-1 right now is keeping Illusion in this one, but now they're all caught up in that meter strike. The sound barrier saves them and Convoluted spinning up in the air, ineffectual right now, but still, ultimates just coming out from all sides, no one able to find kills, and eventually Illusion looks like they're going to be able to do it. Train Cloud comes up with a big double kill. Arrow drops the sound barrier with perfect timing, and they will be rejected once again. Astray holding on strong.
Oh, poor Dash getting stalled out there. But yeah, Train Cloud, that fight, doing a fantastic job maximizing Sigma's kit, doing the offense, doing the defense. He's throwing rocks, he's throwing shields. Can't ask for much more.
Yeah, and he unleashes that Gravitic Flux in the fight, so that's going to be an advantage here for Illusion as they push back in. Leo Cakes with that crucial ultimate, and they're going to open up with the Supercharger, trying to get off right, and they do. They take down Crimson, no main tank for Astray, no more shields to try to keep this fight going necessarily. Just Train Cloud trying his best to play the stand-in, but they're getting shoved back. They're losing space, they're losing ground, and now they're losing bodies.
Yeah, I mean, Astray did a good job of trying to stay separated, knowing that Gravitic Flux was up, but that just allowed them to, that allowed Illusion to go kind of 6v1 against multiple members and just work their way through.
Yeah, and I mean, it all starts with the pick off there onto Crimson. Just doesn't quite get the Fortified down in time to save himself. So Illusion fighting back a little bit here, but 99% built up for Astray. They need one fight to finish off this first point, and they're going to start trying to come in aggressively. They take down Paradox early. He's not going to be able to build up to another sound barrier, and both supports gone now. This is looking like disaster for Illusion. They're going to fall one by one, and that's an easy final fight for Astray.
That was a fantastic halt from Crimson there. Unfortunately, they didn't quite get the full Space Jam with the Doomfist ultimate, but they got the kills nonetheless.
Yeah, and no one going to be able to get back to keep this overtime going. The first round goes over to Astray. Nothing really too surprising there. They come out and they execute just like we expect them to. But Illusion showing off some fight there towards the latter parts of that round. We'll see if they can change their fortunes a little bit as we head over to University.
Yeah, Illusion showing they're not going to back down. They're not afraid of these guys. They might be the top team in the league, but that doesn't mean anything to Illusion, it looks like. You like to see it. They want to fight, and they weren't afraid to take the high ground and be aggressive. You see a lot of teams when you're against the top dog or whatever, they'll play passive, they'll play back, and they'll get pushed into. But Illusion's not having any of that.
Oh, and now a swap that I do actually like to see as we head over to the close confines of University. Dash over onto the Mei this time around. Gonna try to control the battlefield a little bit more. They've got to keep an eye out for Chinese Food coming in off the flank. He's got the punch. He's got Sakurahana down immediately. Without that healing, this is gonna be a tough fight for Illusion to bring back, and Chinese Food is not done yet. He finds another, and slowly but surely, it's going.
Oh, he is 3 for 3.
Unreal. 3 punches, 3 kills. You can't do any better than that as the Doomfist.
Almost got a fourth there on the Sigma 2. He hit him, but he was too full health to finally take him down. Yeah. But he took the high ground. He took a page out of the Illusion playbook, took the high ground, swooped in, and punched the entire team to death.
Yeah,
There's no other way of saying it.
Yeah, Illusion needs to be a little bit more aware of these flanking angles, and look, now he's right behind them, waiting for an opportunity. Can he find anyone? The halt sets him up perfectly for that slam. Look how much shielding he gets off of just one ability there. No kills just yet. In fact, they lose Crimson. They overstep. Rari falls as well, and now Illusion fighting their way back into this. I don't think Chinese Food is going to be able to save this one. He will fall, and Illusion turn that one on its head.
A valiant effort from Chinese Food, but the supports, Sakura and Paradox, keeping everybody up. Man. Oof.
This is just back and forth right now, and Illusion looking very strong here on University. That's what they needed. This time they don't allow Astray to build up to that 99%. They get a quick retake, 36%, not bad at all. And now they get to settle in for the defense. They're going to have 6 ultimates by the time this fight really gets underway, so they're in a very good spot right now.
I'm really curious how Dash is going to use this Blizzard, because you got a lot of people that can get out. Mortar can fade, Lucio can run, Marissa can fortify. They get the Sigma though.
Yeah, and they
Shiny
clean up that
food.
kill, but the rest of the ults are coming out from Astray. They commit hard to that fight. They know they need to win it, and they just kind of catch Illusion off guard a little bit. They came in with that supercharger immediately, and they don't even give Illusion the opportunity to use all of those ults.
No, one of the best ways to go to combat the Blizzard is just power through it, go straight through it, and just that shows their communication. As 6, they just tore right through it.
Okay, and now the Gravitic Flux coming out, but not going to catch anyone. Everyone can just use their abilities, get right out of it, but still the kills come through. Dash back over to the Doomfist. Picks up a 4K here before it's all said and done. And he just takes that fight, puts his team on his back, and they're going to get the retake.
Dash says, anything you can do, I can do better. Challenge in Chinese food. Who's going to be the better Doomfist? That might control this map.
Yeah, and I mean, I love that swap. It's so intelligent. After you lose the fight while using Blizzard, it's going to be a little bit harder to retake with the Mei, so they make a nice heads-up play there. Dash coming up big, and now they are very much in this fight. We are now tied 67% on both sides as Astray look to make their approach.
Rory's trying to flank here. He's got that Death Blossom up.
Indeed, he does. Can he find the opportunity? The Gravitic Flux is trying to set him up for it, but Dash finding the kill there. The nice punch to start it off. Comes in with the Meteor Strike, and now those Coalescence is just trying to keep everyone up right now. Chinese food will fall, and for the first time on this map, someone gonna hang on to a defensive fight. Illusion coming away with the win, and I don't think this is gonna be doable for Astray to get back in here. They've got Arrow on the flank. He's gonna be able to touch, but how long can they keep this going?
Yeah, they swapped Train Cloud over as well, but again, I just don't know if they're going to be able to do anything with it. And the huge Death Blossom gets nobody.
It's okay. It just zones them away
them
from the
out.
point. Yeah, the Switch is back in the action, but not going to be able to do anything all on their own. And
Oh, and the boop.
everything even here on Oasis.
Oh, man.
As
These guys are
Illusion.
taking that All-Star Brawl seriously.
Exactly. I love to see it. Exactly. They have come to play here tonight, and Astray gonna have to be on their game if they want to come away with the win. We've gotten a very close series to this point, and it really all comes down to that final fight there on University. The flip couldn't come through for Astray, and Illusion even things up. So now we head over to Gardens, where if my eyes do not deceive me, and Illusion does not deceive me, the Hanzo Farah is on the field right now. They're looking to play a bit more of a poke comp here.
And they're leaving Spawn with it.
All right.
They even got a Mercy.
Oh, yeah. Paradox makes the swap to Mercy there at the very end. So they are going to be going with that duo. They're going to once again rotate right up to the high ground, and that's exactly where they want to be with that Hanzo. Astray now stuck just kind of waiting for the point to unlock. They don't want to go in and give this comp an opportunity to find a pick, to find some damage from long range before the fight gets going.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. They can't really bully their way through to this poke comp, but at some point Illusion is going to have to touch point, and that's what they're hoping for, yep.
But they don't even touch point, and they lose Dash in the meantime. The res not going to be able to come through just yet, and now a 4v2. This has gone so poorly for Illusion in this first fight, and it's an excellent play from the side of Astray. They just get right up underneath and right on top of Illusion, and are able to take that fight.
Yeah, they forced them to, even though they had that poke comp, they forced them to take that close range fight, which you don't want to do with Farah and Hanzo. They're much better looking around corners, poking, jumping up, shooting a rocket here and there. They don't want to take that brawly, dirty fight.
Yeah, and already, finally, they're getting some pay dirt out of this Fire Mercy, but in the meantime, another Halt Rock combo takes Dash out of the air. Even with the res, it's probably not enough as the rest of Astray just surge forward. They tear through Illusion.
There's another
They're going to
one.
hang on.
This tank line is just, the synergy is unbelievable. Crimson throwing out these holes, and as soon as it happens, Train Cloud has that rock ready to go.
Oh, and the wholesale swaps coming through from Illusion there. They're back onto the Reaper Doomfist Paradox on the Lucio. They lose so much ult charge in that exchange. This is a dire situation. They need to start winning fights now.
You like to see this, people try something different, but man, that it did not work for them at all.
Yeah, the
That Chinese food's in the back line.
And he finds nothing. Dash shuts him down, but in the meantime, they've lost their main tank. That's going to make it tough to push forward, but they trade onto Crimson. The coalescence from Sakurahan allows them to push forward, and they will get the retake, but it's going to come very late in the round here. Should be 90-something% by the time Illusion gets control, and this is going to be a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, Astray is in one fight territory now. They just need to turn it around, and they'll be able to get the map. But I am loving Dash on this Doomfist. He's swapped, and he's already got his ult built up pretty much.
Indeed he does, but now look, Astray pushing in. They throw out the supercharger. They're getting aggressive immediately. The Death Blossom out from Rory doesn't find anything just yet, but the rest of the kills still going in favor of Astray. And after a really strong showing on University Illusion, the comp doesn't quite work out for them here, and they are
it didn't work out, but at least we got to see something different. And it could have worked if they would have won that opening fight. That is a tough comp to try to retake against.
No, absolutely. I mean, and that's the idea. You really need to win that first fight to have a chance with that composition, and it just doesn't happen for them. The Halt Rock combo was just so on point from Train Cloud and Crimson. They were ready for that far. They knew exactly how to deal with it, and they executed it perfectly. They take Dash out of the sky and out of the fight, and it just makes it for an easy first fight and a pretty easy point overall there at the end. They take Oasis, not without working for it, but still pretty convincing stuff from Astray so far.
Yeah, Illusion putting Astray on notice that they're not just going to roll over for them. This is going to be a tough, dirty, gritty fight for them. And honestly, I want to see more Dash Doomfist, because he is going toe-to-toe with Chinese food and not backing down and winning, I'd say, at least 50% of the time.
Yeah, no, that duel so far has been excellent, and not a duel in the conventional sense. They haven't really been going head-to-head in the sense that they're fighting each other, but it's just like, who can wreak more havoc in the backline of the enemy team? And they're kind of just like trading fight for fight. It's like one Chinese food pops off, gets a 3K, Dash comes back with 4 of his own. They're trading blows right now, and I love to see it. It's going to be a fascinating thing to watch through the rest of the series. I think it's going to tell you a lot about how this series go, which one of those Doomfists can really show up in a bigger way.
Yeah, it's a game of horse, essentially, with, all right, well, I hit this punch, I hit this combo, let's see you go at it, and then Dash just comes through. Oh, you got a 3? Well, I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'm going to throw a 4th on top of it.
Yeah, and to me, the thing that has kind of separated these two teams so far, and the difference has been, in my mind, the cohesion between Astray and particularly Crimson and the rest of the squad, setting up those plays with the halts, whether it be those halt rock combos, whether it be Chinese food coming through with those Doomfist cooldowns. Just being able to set up for huge amounts of damage onto a clumped up group of Illusion players has been so superb so far, and has set them up for so many fight wins. I'm really excited to see what else they have in store for that kind of play.
Yeah, you could definitely tell the communication is there on Astray's side. Like you said, it's not just the rocks. It's Doomfist ults. It's Reaper coming in on the flank. It's even a Moira beam, and that's something you're not really seeing on Illusion, especially that last fight there. They had the Doomfist ult with Dash, and there was a halt that I think got 3 or 4 people into it, but it was a little too early before Dash took off into the air and couldn't come down on him. They'd all separated by the time he was on his way down. And it's those little things, it's those little half seconds that make all the difference at this level.
Yeah, and the other thing that I really love about watching Astray is just how willing they are to press like even the smallest advantage that they have. Whenever they come into a fight, as soon as they have anything going in their direction, they are just pressing that and pressing that and pressing that until they grind you into the dirt. You know, anytime they have a supercharger, they just like barrel into you immediately and are trying to take the fight as aggressively as possible. It's not what you typically think of when you think about, you know, the double shield, the kind of slow and steady, nothing ever dies meta that we have right now. But they are willing to go all out, and I love to see it.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, cover your ears, but it's almost Goats-esque, where it's you're playing around the cooldowns. It's like, okay, Arissa used Fortify, we can go in now. She can't, you know, we can use our CC on her now. It's this different level now that we're seeing, because, you know, unfortunately, that was one of the good things about the Goats meta, is it taught people to play around. Okay, Zarya bubble went off. You know, this ability's on cooldown, and the teams are starting to combine that with this new meta, and it's really a fantastic sight to see.
Yeah, and you know that's something that I think is going to perhaps be even more important as we head into the next meta that we have coming our way. You know, I'm thinking specifically about Arissa once again. You know, with her changes, the fortify cooldown reduction is going to make that ability so powerful, and finding the windows where that is down is going to be absolutely massive. So, you know, I don't think this style of play is necessarily going anywhere. At least like the lessons that we learned from Goats are not really going anywhere. As we head over to Horizon Lunar Colony, what I'm seeing out of Astray right now, coming out with an interesting composition here. The Ana making an appearance, Ashe on the field, looking for those damage boosted headshots to find one-shot kills here is going to be vital. I'm excited to see what Rory can do.
I'm wondering if they did the Ana swap to maybe stop the Doomfist from coming and hit him with a sleep dart or something, but Dash coming out on the Mei, so that's not even going to be a problem.
Yeah, they're going to get a little bit of scouting here from Convoluted on the Sombra, so they'll at least know what they are running up against.
When is the last time we've seen a Sombra scout?
Yeah, you know, this is the one point where I feel like I see Sombra quite a bit, just to run out of the spawn, figure out what you're going up against, and then come back. And you know, Illusion, they think they don't need to really change. Oh, that's beautiful. The Bionade as well. Dash and Sakura Hana already out of the fight. And Illusion, you can't stick around for this. They're stuck over in this corner now. Train Cloud just going to be peppering them with these shots from afar, but now he might have overstepped a little bit. They're trying to punish him, but not going to be able to do it. The support is there from his teammates, but Pone falls in the meantime. And Illusion, you've just got to back out and try to reset.
Chinese Food doing an excellent job separating them. It's these Hulk combos. Crimson's halting them back, Mace throwing up that wall, separating the entire team, and now they've got a 6v3.
Oh no, and now Paradox to Convoluted, stuck out in space.
No one can hear your scream right there.
That's where they'll die. They're gonna fall. And now look, we are a minute and a half in, and they haven't even, they've done nothing. They have just died over and over and over again.
They said a minute and a half in, and the furthest ult charge is Paradox at 50%, halfway. A minute and a half in.
Yeah, this has been brutal so far. This oppressive setup from the side of Astray. Another Bionade takes down Sakura Hana. Chinese Food with those long range damage boosted shots is just taking bodies right now, and this is unreal. They can't even get through the door.
I mean, there's just so many angles of attack. You have Ana on the side throwing in nades. You have Rory on this Ashe that, I mean, I haven't seen a quality Ashe play like this in forever. You know, hitting them from straight on, and then you've got Arissa halting on the sides with the Mei wall.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just too many angles for only two shields. I mean, it sounds strange, it's only two shields, but they can't stop everything, and that wall completely cuts them off. Leo kicks and Dash fall, and they look lost right now. Astray has been oppressive so far, and I don't know what to say at this point.
This is just textbook. I mean, you want to talk about, you know, strategizing and, you know, going off on angles. This is, I mean, watch a top-down view of this replay, folks, and this is just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so many, you know, different threats that all work beautifully on this kind of mid-range area of
Huge
Horizon
C4.
Lunar Colony. The Gravitic Flux luckily is going to come up empty, but now Bob is on the field, takes down. Oh god, Sakura Hana goes down, and that is the most important. Dash falls as well, and now they're stuck all alone in this room right now, and Crimson and the rest of Astray coming in for the kills. You're not getting out of this one alive. They commit the sound barrier. But the Blizzard is out. That's going to lock up Leo Cakes, and now it's just down to, can they hunt down Pone before he can get out alive? He will escape just barely, but now we're down to 20 seconds remaining, and Illusion haven't even sniffed the point.
It was just an abattoir in there, man. The whole team went in and just carved them up, and just, you love seeing the stall, and then you love seeing, again, blocking them off here with these walls.
Oh god, and that supercharger not really doing a whole lot for them right now. The ice wall blocks off a lot of it. Already the kills coming in for Astray. They've got ults on the field all over the place. The sleep dart finding the kill on Convoluted. Crimson eventually falls for their first kill, but back in the fight immediately. And Illusion looks like they're gonna get shut out here as Astray just closing in on all sides.
Oh, that was a huge Bionade there onto Sakura and Pone.
Yeah, that ended pretty much any hopes they had of bringing this one back, and the full hold going to be completed by Astray. That is one of the most dominant defensive performances I have seen in quite some time. Illusion had no clue how to crack that, and it was incredibly tough for them. They're gonna have to try to come out on the defense and answer with something impressive of their own, or they're looking at a 2-0 deficit.
I mean, prior to that last fight, the closest they even got to the point was a teleporting Reaper for a second. He touched it, and then 4 people turned to look at him and said, "Oh, I shouldn't be here." It just immediately raced away.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. I gotta say, Illusion looking a little bit lost in terms of how to deal with the Mei in particular, just shutting down every angle of approach they tried to go for. Chinese food was just a menace with those walls.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like we said, Crimson with the communication. That's what it's been boiling down to for me, is the communication on the side of Astray is just top notch. It's okay. Halt's coming in. Walls going up as soon as the halt, clicks. Rocks are coming in. Sleep darts are coming in. As soon as Dash switched over to the Doomfist, which rocked at that first map, they were just, the Switch was looking for him with that sleep dart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the problem there for Illusion is that their comp was entirely kind of this close range damage with the Doomfist Reaper. They never got into the range that they wanted to fight. They were always getting picked off from the high ground. They're gonna be trying to do something similar here on their defense. Instead of the Ashe, it'll be Convoluted on the Hanzo, but they've got the Mei as well. A nice wall there stops the teleporter from really finding any value for Rory, so they shut down this first push from Astray, but they've got a long way to go.
I like the thought process. The execution wasn't 100% there. It was a good wall, blocking them off from the teleporter and taking care of the people on point. They did a good job on that.
Okay, but they're just going to try to answer with kind of a long-range poke comp of their own. This is something that I think is a good answer to the defensive Mei. Chinese food throws that wall up immediately, and it just blocks the line of sight for the defenders. They still do manage to get the kill onto Chinese food. He was out on his own, and Convoluted punishes him a little bit. Rory there with the answer, but that the res should be able to come through here in a moment. Still all are at full strength. Is Illusion. They take down Rory as well, and once again the defensive setup.
Sakura gets halted off the top.
Ooh, that could be big. They don't have the res to bring him back into the fight, and now Crimson and Trainclaw trying to press their advantage, pushing forward. They're getting the combos, not quite able to find the kills, and there it is. Convoluted falls, Paradox as well, and now it's all falling apart here for Illusion. Chinese food in with the freezes, and there is absolutely nothing Dash can do.
Yeah, this whole fight started with Rory winning the 1v2 technically, because there's a damage boost. against him, gets the headshot on the Hanzo, forces the res, and then they push in knowing, again, fighting around those cooldowns, knowing the res is down.
Yeah, and it's something we talked about on that first map, but once again, it's the halt here from Chinese food from Crimson that really kind of gets them the opening that they were looking for. They take down the Batiste with that one, and that was kind of the first domino that fell, at least permanently, that wasn't able to be res back in, and from there it all just kind of falls apart for Illusion. They were looking pretty strong at that defense to start off. It was looking pretty impressive, but Astray, when you look at those 2 rounds on Horizon, the difference there is that Astray seemed to have a plan as to how they were going to approach that defense. They knew what they were doing. First, they tried the Symmetra, it didn't work, and then they go over to the Mei, and they have something that counters, or that is just an answer to the defensive Mei and gives you an opening to get in and get the entry that you're looking for. So a very intelligent kind of style of play coming out from Astray, and they just look much more prepared for what Illusion was throwing at.
Yeah, you can tell the preparation was definitely there, because that swap was immediate. It was, okay, we're trying the Symmetra strat one time. As soon as it didn't work, Rory was back in the spawn. Okay, what do we, we're running something different now. There was no question of, okay, we're sitting in spawn, they're in there for 10, 12 seconds. What do we want to do? They had their plan. If A doesn't work, here's B, C, and D ready to go.
Absolutely, and it was even kind of a little bit of an unconventional composition that comes out there in the end for Astray, and works out quite well. They had Switch on the Zenyatta, able to lay in quite a bit of long-range damage. Once that the fight started to break down, there weren't shields blocking every angle. He was able to really get some work done after he respawned, got back into the fight, and closed things out for Astray. So they're showing that they are willing to go outside the box a little bit here, switch things up, and have some real success kind of countering what the enemy is throwing at them. We'll see if that continues here on Junkertown as they roll out on the defense. Once again, Chinese food back on the Mei.
Yeah, I mean, this Mei Reaper is kind of what we're used to seeing, unfortunately. But we might be seeing double sniper. I know we still got 20 seconds left. But you play double sniper on this map sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. If there's anywhere that you're gonna roll out with double sniper seriously right now, it is definitely on Junkertown, and that's gonna put a lot of pressure on Astray and on Chinese food specifically. The last minute swaps come in. It's the Mei Reaper on both sides, and Astray getting aggressive.
Pressure, though.
Oh, they halt Leo kicks out, but the wall just shoves him back up to the high ground. He gets out safely. It was a good effort, and he turns it around, though, takes down Rory with the rock there, and they're going to be able to win this first fight, it looks like, off the back of a slight misplay coming out from Chinese food, and now they've just got to avoid going over aggressive. Crimson takes down Convoluted, and still an opportunity for Astray here to turn it around. That might be over now as the kills finally coming through. Payload will get moving in just a moment.
A rare misstep for Astray there. The wall, they halt out the signal, but the wall just right underneath him boops him back up to that high ground, and he manages to escape.
Yeah, it's a very intelligent kind of way to open a map. It's to halt them right out of spawn, wall them off, but the execution just slightly off there. Now Astray gonna have to come back in. They've got plenty of time. They're coming in through this alternate angle right now, walled off, and now pushing into the amplification matrix. They're gonna have to back off, give some ground here, and now the payload out in the open is gonna make it difficult for them to close this gap, get into the fight, but they at least bait out the amp matrix. The gravitic flux is out and not doing a ton right now until Arrow will fall. They trade the Lucios, but so far it does seem like Astray turning this one back around. Rory finds his opposite number, and now Chinese food able to just come in on the cleanup, gets those freezes off, and the kills just aren't there for Illusion. They will be stopped short, but they're going to be able to come back in with some nice ultimates in the next fight.
It looked like Train Cloud might have been able to have a big one there. He had 3 or 4 people in that flux. there was just no follow-up because the Flux doesn't do a whole lot of damage because they can be healed up while they're up there as well, so you gotta shoot them while they're in the air. And there just wasn't that follow-up.
No, indeed, but they'll be trying to make another approach. This time they're going to go with kind of a stray strategy, throw down the supercharger, go in aggressively, but Rari in the back line with the Death Blossom all charged up, only going to find one, but still, the Blizzard is ineffectual until Convoluted eventually finds a couple kills off the back of it. The Blizzard now committed from Chinese Food should be able to close out this fight. They take down Convoluted, they get Leo Cakes, they barely hang on.
I like what Chinese Food did there with the wall. I don't know if you guys were able to catch it, but the bongo kind of works on a line of sight, and he put the wall right in front of the bongo, so they weren't getting the effects of it.
A big little moment coming towards the tail end of that fight after the kills had come through. Arrow flies back in with a sound barrier that probably wasn't necessary, so one less tool to try to survive here, and that could be huge, but the Flux out from Train Cloud is going to pick up 2. They take down Paradox off the back of that. Dash will fall as well, and that's going to have to be Illusion just tucking tail, running away, and I'm not sure that Astray is going to let them do that.
Neither is Crimson's just, oh, you want to run away? No, you want to come back over here?
Yeah, that's what happens when you still have the Lucio on your side. No speed boost there for Illusion to make their great escape. They're going to have to reset and try to do this one more time. They got 30 seconds left. It's going to have to be this fight, but they've got the tools to do it. Both support ultimates, that Gravitic Flux, and crucially, without that sound barrier in the chamber for the side of Astray, both teams open up with the Coalescence. The Supercharger out from Crimson is giving them so much damage, and that so far Illusion cannot deal with that right now. They're trying to push forward. They used the Flux and got nothing, and now they're just falling one by one, trying to get in here. But Rory with the Death Blossom to seal the deal.
Yeah, they wanted to get in there, and Rory just says, get out of here. A small misstep there again with well, probably not small, a huge misstep actually. Doubling down on the support ultimates at the same time. You really don't usually want to do that.
Yeah, and the other thing there, they left that Supercharger up for pretty much that entire final fight. That cannot be happening. That just, it increases the amount of damage being done so drastically that as long as it's up, you really don't have much of a hope of winning that fight. So that's kind of the moment of panic that brings out both of those support ultimates simultaneously. But when that doesn't really keep you alive for very long, when the Gravitic Flux doesn't find the kills that you were looking for, there really weren't any more answers there for Illusion, and they get shut down once again. No points on the board here of Junkertown and Astray, looking to make quick work of this series.
Yeah, like you said, that the bongo being out for that long, the Arista Ultimate, man, that it's such a huge difference in the fight, especially if it lasts the entire fight. You've got to target that thing down, because it's essentially, we all hate it. We're taking the 1v1 with somebody. All of a sudden, they get a mercy beam on them. They're out damaging you. It's like that, but for the entire team. You've got to focus that down.
Yeah, so, I mean, in that fight, it really needed to be Sakura Hana to be the one. The Supercharger was so far back that the Coalescence was really the only thing that they had that could do any damage to it whatsoever. And at the same time, Sakura's trying to heal the rest of the team, keep everybody alive with the Coalescence, so just not able to juggle that quite effectively. And now Illusion gonna need a Herculean effort on this defense if they want to avoid the loss here on Junkertown. Already Chinese
That's not how you want to start.
Damage boosted on the Junkrat, flies out of spawn with those mines, and they just tear through Illusion.
And smartly, they had Switch go out up top on the Ana, so if they did get walled off, they had a nade, they had some healing ready to go.
Yeah, it is unreal how much damage Chinese Food is able to do with that Mercy damage boost. Already at 71%. He's going to step forward a little bit, try to spam these nades and build up to that Riptire. That could be a fight-winning ultimate as we head into this. Already, Rory finding the pick onto the Widow. Oh, gets the Mercy as well. And this might be over very quickly. Dash trying to fight this one back on the Doomfist. back to work on his favorite hero so far tonight, but I don't think it's going to be enough with that res onto Rory. This is going to be a tall ask. Dash doing his best, but it's just the tanks alone on the point. Paradox does get a res off to try to keep this one going. LeoCake's doing his best to save the day, but he is surrounded by enemies at this point. Convoluted back in the fight, though, could be a game changer.
Convoluted not really being challenged now with the mortar. The mortar's trying to chip away at her, but
yeah, Chinese food comes in with the tires. And now the supercharger out once again for Crimson. This is going to make this retake nearly impossible. Convoluted has to pop off here if they want any chance. Cone just getting melted right now. Dash doing his best, but they can't handle the overwhelming damage coming out from the side of Astray, and that's going to be all she wrote. Junkertown goes over to Astray. That'll be the series for them. We've still got one more map in store, but 3-0 means that they will be coming away with a win, means that they will be winning the division overall. Astray continue their dominant showing here so far.
Here's where they come out, and he just... Oh my goodness.
Again, you see it. The halt sets up that massive kill, gets the AoE damage with that remote mine, and there's nothing that Illusion can do from that point on, where they're just on the back foot constantly. And that's been the story of this series so far, is that even when Illusion is doing something right, Astray has the answer. But when Astray is getting aggressive and really taking the fight to Illusion, there's nothing to kind of reciprocate.
Yeah, Astray is doing a fantastic job. They did it on Horizon. They did it there at the opening. You saw they're attacking from multiple angles. You've got that Reaper Arista at the front with a lot of damage, and then you've got this Junkrat just spamming along the sides, and you can't. They've got 2 shields, and it's not enough. Somehow, please don't make a triple shield meta, please. Blizzard, Jeff, I'm not asking for that. All right.
we've been there.
It's incredible. We've been there. We had goats. We don't need 3 more tanks out there.
Yeah. But we do still have one map remaining, and we're going to be headed to Numbani, which I am actually excited for. I think it gives us some opportunity for a little bit of a change up. One thing I might be kind of keeping an eye out for is Illusion to perhaps go back to Dash on the Pharah. Point A, yes. One of the best Pharah points in the entire game, I would say. Just the multitude of angles that you can take to really put pressure on any sort of defense would be something that I'd like to see, especially now that the outcome of this series not in doubt anymore. So teams can freed up a little bit to try some different stuff.
Especially on Astray's side, knowing that they've locked up that #1 seed, it's kind of like one of those, it's your standard sports, your typical sports, where it's, okay, well, let's bench the starters. Let's not show our strats. So they might come out with some fun stuff. Ball Hammond, I'd love to see it. Please, Astray, if you're listening in, do it for your dad.
I would love to see it. I would just be so happy. Give us a little bit of dive up in here. I would. I don't expect it to happen, but come on, Rory, play the Genji for me. I know you've got it. I know you've got a good.
We've
good
seen
Genji.
it.
Yeah, it's definitely. If you're gonna play it anywhere, it's gonna be here on Numbani. You've got a lot of high ground to work with, and it can be effective. The dive, kind of classically one of the best comps here on Numbani. So potential for something like that. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high, but I've got my fingers crossed.
Even defensively, Winston was a strong tank. You're hopping from high ground to high ground on defense. You got your bubbles peeling for the supports. Speaking, it's a good sniper map too. We might be seeing some Hanzo or Widow there. Staying in the back line, staying on that back high ground, poking away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see it.
We'll be getting into things in just a second, but I do just want to see, what Illusion can do to kind of, at least, answer back a little bit, because after a strong opening showing there on Oasis, the last couple maps have not been kind to Illusion.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for their sake that they can put something together here and make it a little bit interesting down the stretch.
Yeah.
Give us an entertaining show on the end. It is going to be Astray on the defense once again. Probably just looking to close this out, get another full hold here, and send us all home for the day.
And for Illusion, a chance at 2 small victories here, maybe take a map off of them if, Astray, like I said, since they have that 1 seed locked up, they might not take it seriously. Or, put on a good showing, Dash, get some kills up there, make a case for yourself for MVP tonight.
That's true, and that's something that our fans at home can go vote for right now. We've now seen 3/4 of the series, so you've probably got a pretty good idea who you want to vote for, but you can scroll down right below the Twitch stream. You can find our MVP poll. Give somebody some props for their performance here tonight, and there we go. I
called it.
I wanted to see it, and the Faras are on the field. Chinese Food and Dash both showing that off right now. Dash, of course, still with a little bit of time to swap if he so chooses, but we know he's got this in his arsenal, and I want to see the duel.
Yeah, I want to see the dueling Pharaohs. I want to see the dueling Hanzos. Let's go at it, folks. This is gonna be a fantastic map to watch. You guys, everybody's sticking around still. This is gonna be a fantastic one to watch.
Okay, I'm just gonna lock myself into Chinese Food and have a good time here. This is going to be a heck of a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to see what he can get done. So far, the shield's kind of blocking him out right now as Illusions make the approach in here. He's avoiding giving any line of sight to the Hanzo on the other side. Doesn't want to give Convoluted an opportunity to find that opening pick. Everybody on Astray just kind of playing safe for the time being, not giving those sight lines. The long range rock almost connects there, just barely clips the corner of the building.
Huge hole.
Yeah, and Rory able to take advantage of it. They do get the res off onto Dash, and Rory is eventually punished. They catch him out of position. He sticks his neck out for 1 second, and Pone able to find the punish. So now an opportunity for Illusion to push forward. They've got the numbers, and now they are going to be able to take down Chinese Food. Dash winning that duel. Gets the double hits on the rockets there, and even as Train Cloud answers back, it's not going to be enough. Illusion, they've been shut out on the last 2 maps. Not going to happen here on Nambani.
No, not going to happen. And this is something you like to see. You basically have pride to play for.
Oh no, Train Cloud. Train Cloud getting the nano boost. Rory will fall in the meantime, but Pone has fallen to the gravitic flux. He takes down Leo Cakes. The tank line is gone, and now it's turning back around. Train Cloud might just have saved the day here for Astray. In fact, he gets the triple kill, and Dash gets taken out on the exit as well.
Man, I was talking about playing with pride, and Astray's pride not done yet either. They said, no, we are going to continue our domination. We're not going to let up for even a single moment on a single map.
Oh, and that is tough to watch, because now as Illusion, you've got to pick yourself back up and try to get back in here. They're going to make the same approach. This time they'll have the Valkyrie ready to go, and they're going to open up with that from Paradox, trying to give everybody a little bit of extra damage. Pone gets hit with that biotic grenade and will be dealt with shortly. In the meantime, the Mercy has fallen. Both healers down. Yeah, Illusion with an opportunity, but Chinese Food says no, comes in with the barrage. Rory, though, finding the kills. The Dragon Strike, that is an optimistic barrage for Dash.
At best. But 2 kills from each of the DPS ults there on the side of Astray. Don't see that too often on the Barrage or the Dragon, getting 2 kills with both of them.
No, especially Rory kind of, turning that fight back around, able to use the Dragon Strike to great effectiveness, and now...
a raw Dragon, too. No gravitic, nothing to hold people in place.
Train Cloud's in a little bit of trouble here. They can't quite chase down that kill. The Valkyrie from Arrow able to keep him up, but in the meantime, Chinese Food and Rory both fall. They get the Pharah back into the fight, but still the advantage for Illusion as they try to surge forward onto the point. Train Cloud with another nano boost on him is just going in deep, trying to find these kills, but still in a little bit of trouble. And it didn't happen on the first fight, but it's finally going to go their way. It seems like unless Rory can come back in here and find all these kills, the Gravitic Flux might just close things out
Oh man, Dragon coming in from the distance, trying to just zone them off the point. They don't need them off very long. They 33%, and it looks like they're going to close out the point finally.
There we go. Illusion gets some points on the board here for Numbani. The payload gets underway, and now they're doing the smart thing. They're pushing forward, trying to find some exit kills and reset those spawns for Astray. Not happening just yet. Everyone backs off, resets, and we'll get some fights here on the street phase momentarily. No hero swaps coming in for either side right now. So, neither team willing to give up on this Farah Hansa.
No, they weren't able to get any exit kills there, but they were able to fair rockets get around that corner, buy themselves a little bit of space.
And there, Convoluted gets taken out immediately. They catch out the Hanzo, and now Dash falling as well. Even with the supercharger out from Illusion, they're still finding themselves behind in this fight. They still want to commit, though. The Coalescence out from Sakurahana is going to let them push forward, and they're finding the kills now. It's just Train Cloud and the supports. They will fall, and Illusion keeping up the momentum.
Illusion committing both support ults after they'd already lost 2 members, and they pull it around. That was phenomenal to watch. Paradox even pulled out the blaster for a little bit, got some DPS in. Uh-oh.
Okay, Rory has made the swap over to the Widowmaker. They're going to be able to get the res back in, so still full strength here for Illusion. Dash is up on the high ground, waiting for an opportunity to try to come in for the barrage to seal it all. He's trying to deal with Chinese food at the moment before he unleashes it, but the Gravitic Flux from Train Cloud finds nothing, and Convoluted able to take out the opposite sniper. So an opportunity for Illusion to finish off point B here. They're chasing down the rest of Astray, but they lose the Far Mercy. Dash going in for an aggressive barrage, shut down immediately, and now this defense looking quite strong.
Yeah, for as much as his regular play, we love it on the Pharah, the ultimates just have not been there for Dash. I don't know if it's just his positioning or his timing is off, but they're just not there like we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think so far he's just been a little bit over-eager, trying to force those barrages in situations that don't really work. In this case, he had already lost his Mercy, didn't have that pocket to keep him up. He was low health and dealt with immediately. You kind of need
now
to
we're getting a swap.
Oh, yeah, indeed. He's back over to the Doomfist.
There we go.
Honestly, a good swap, in my opinion, here as they come in for a dry fight. It gives them an opportunity to really find some kills without that ultimate. He's going to charge it, go up to the high ground. He's looking for Switch, but gets hit with that Bionade and going to be dealt with. The submachine gun from Rory eventually takes him out, but in the meantime, the rest of Illusion doing work with that supercharger. Convoluted finds 2, and they will continue this push.
Dash doing an excellent job. He may not have gotten any kills, but he ate a lot of the resources up out of Astray. The Anonade was used. The Mercy was having to focus healing Rory up on the Widow. The Widow couldn't shoot the backline. It's basically 3v1.
Yeah, and it works out beautifully for them, and now both these teams back over to the Doomfist Reaper for this final section of the map. Much more close quarters, much less high ground to work with here. The Gravitic Flux out from Train Cloud is going to pick up 2, and the kills will follow. Leo Cakes getting punched as soon as he hits the ground and dealt with. And now Astray once again surging forward. They're back on their comfort picks, and they are back to their old ways.
Yeah, and that was, again, another Hulk combo into the Gravitic Flux. We've seen it all day from Astray, and I wouldn't expect any less on this last map. You love seeing this kind of synergy and team play, all day.
Absolutely, and now we're down to 30 seconds, so this is going to be the last opportunity for Illusion to continue making some progress here. Train Cloud picks off Dash. Hits the rock. That's not going to be too big of a deal here for Illusion. They can wait on the Doomfist, but now
Astray isn't gonna let them.
They're just going to get aggressive. They're going to take the fight right to them. This is the Astray we know, and they're just bowling over them right now. The supercharger, the Coalescence committed as well, and there's absolutely nothing Illusion can do about it. They just get steamrolled in this final fight. The Moira and Doomfist trying to keep it going, but Dash can only do so much, and Astray, they take a tiny advantage that they have, and they snowball it into a dominant victory here at the end. Rory spinning to winning on the point, takes down Paradox, and now it's just a desperate attempt to keep the overtime going.
Well, we technically got to see Dive here at the end.
Leo Cakes, the brief cameo appearance on the Winston does not go well.
No.
And
Right.
yep,
Oh,
Illusion, they get more points here than they have on any other map so far. So, it's steps in the right direction, but still, at the end of the day, Astray shuts it down.
I feel like I'm watching classic Selfless here, man. Just so they get a pick, and it's like, go to their spawn now.
Yeah,
We are holding them there.
I mean, that was such a heads-up play. Most teams, I feel like in that situation, they back off, they wait for the final fight, they set up in kind of a defensive position. But Astray, no, it's what I was talking about earlier. As soon as they've got just anything to go off of, they are ready to just take that advantage and run it down your throat.
That is the Astray way. They get, you've mentioned it multiple times, like you said, they get a pick, they get a cooldown that shouldn't have been used in that situation. Something a little, the tiniest, they push it from a 50-50 to a 50.1 to a 49.9, and it's just like, we have the advantage.
Exactly. And, a huge play coming in from Train Cloud at the very end. He gets the solo kill to Dash to kick off that fight and to give them that opening. And it really just ends any possibility of Illusion coming back and really getting any more progress. So 2 points on the board for Illusion is an improvement from what we've seen so far. But we'll see if they can come up with the defense to go alongside it to try to get one map win here on the board. They're going to go back to Dash on the Pharah, and they've got Convoluted on the McCree this time. Going to try to have the hit scan presence to try to give Dash the edge in that Pharah duel.
I like that more than the Hanzo and the kind of guy stands still to snipe. McCree, you can still be moving around. You can get his flicks in, still be moving full speed, and has the flashbang in case they were maybe running the Doomfist dive.
And right now, Astray, they're just playing this slow. They're gonna wait. They're just gonna try to melt these shields and give Rory an opportunity to find the pick on that Hanzo. They're gonna wait, but the rock combo takes down Arrow. They get the rock. They get the rocket from Dash, and without the mercy in the fight, there's really no way for Astray to push forward. Dash just surging forward, getting really aggressive off the back of that, and they will find the kills.
Yeah, Illusion doing the best Astray impression there. Just they got the kill, and it's just full steam ahead, and you gotta love seeing that. You gotta love seeing the confidence. They might be down, but they are not out. They're not broken right now. They know they have a chance to take a map, and they're not going to give up.
Yeah, and these fights right now, when you've got both the Pharahs on both sides, a lot of it is really coming down to who can find the combo with those halts to take one of the members of that Pharah Mercy out of the sky immediately and get that advantage. Now, Crimson rotating through the low ground here. Pone has been dropped off the high ground as well, but Dash still finding the kill on the Train Cloud. Somehow, from the dead, he finds the kill on Convoluted with the rock, and now Dash will fall as well. Switch chiming in with the kill there, and Paradox has to flee for their life, and that might just be it. Crimson with the nano boost on point. It's going to be impossible to deal with, and Astray going to be able to take point A.
Yeah, but I mean, good time. They did a good job holding them off, kept them 2 minutes, and however long it takes to get us up, so it'll be about 1:45 or so when we get done. Still a lot to fight for on the side of Illusion. Yes, we know Astray has first place locked up, but we don't know where Illusion's going to land. They still want that map record. Any sort of tiebreakers that come around, they still have quite a bit to be pulling for.
Yeah, and they've got quite a bit in the ultimate bank as they come in for this first point B defense. It's going to be the big six in just a moment, so they've got a good opportunity. Rory unleashing those dragons right down the middle, takes out Leo Cakes. A little bit out of position is the Sigma. Still manages to find the kill with the Gravitic Flux somehow, but still the kill is finally coming through for Illusion. They're answering back, but with that supercharger around the corner, no way for Illusion to deal with that, and Astray continuing to keep up the pressure.
So I believe we have answered the question as to if he were on, what would you be for Sigma? It has to be Ghost type. That is 2 kills from the brink of death that each side has gotten on their on their Sigma this map.
Yeah, that one doesn't really work out for Illusion very well there, as they trade the gravitic flux for one kill and immediately dies before it really completes. So a big opportunity for Astray to keep up the pressure here. Finish point B very quickly. The retake's gonna come in with the supercharger, but Rory already
Fantastic spot for that supercharger though.
Oh, but the barrage is coming in from both sides. Another dragon strike out from Rory. Might just seal the deal here. 3 members remaining for Illusion as they try to keep this going. Just the supports, and they will fall shortly. Excellently played there by Astray, and now they don't have far to go to finish off this map.
Rory, my goodness, he built up that dragon in no time at all. But like I was saying, from Pone, that was a great spot of putting the supercharger because it forced Astray to come into the fight. It forced them to come to them to go around that corner, but it still didn't work out.
No, indeed it does not. But now they are able to take out Trinclaw before this fight really gets going. So Illusion know without that Sigma they're going to have to back off a little bit, give some ground, and try to regroup here. At this point, they're kind of just charging and farming ultimates. Chinese food almost up to another and even finds the kill on the Sakura. Hana takes down Convoluted as well. They're ready to surge forward. They're ready to end this, and the barrage is going to seal the deal.
The 3K into the zoning barrage. What a fantastic finish there for Chinese food, putting his mark on the end of this game.
Yeah, just really dominates there towards the end, and Illusion sticking their head out just a little bit too much. Those damage boosted rockets are so deadly. All it takes is you to be slightly out of position, eat a little bit of spam, and one direct rocket is all it takes. Chinese food just absolutely dominates here towards the end of the map. The barrage to finish it off, and that is just a beautiful performance all around from Astray. They dominate from start to finish, and they show us why they are the top team in Division 1.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, aside from that first map, it was just complete domination. And from all sides, the supports were doing great work, switch hitting sleep darts and huge nades. You had Crimson on the tank, huge halts into the rocks. You had your DPS, you had Chinese food on Mei, on Farah, on Doomfish, just doing work with no matter who he was on.
No, it was such an impressive showing from Astray. They show off both a flexibility in terms of the compositions that they are willing to run. They show off, the practice and the cohesion that they have built up over time, and they show off just an ability to adapt to anything that gets thrown at them. Illusion tried to change things up a few times, but Astray always had the answers, and they come away with the win here tonight. They lock up first place in the division. And it looks like now we are going to be joined for a bit of a post-match interview with a member of the victorious Astray. We've got Train Cloud on the call. How are you feeling after that one, my man?
Pretty good, obviously. Another easy win. But, last time we went out against these guys and we went 2-2, right? And so that was a fluke. That was the one time I've ever dropped maps in this whole thing. And we just came back and we just showed no mercy, 4-0, just like all the other ones.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I mean, you say that's a fluke, but what do you think really changed between that last matchup and this one? Is it a kind of a focus thing from you guys? Is it a preparation thing coming into it, or is it just you guys were a little bit tighter here tonight?
It was definitely a focus thing, I think. Last time we were a little bit I don't know how to put it. We weren't as focused as we usually are, but we just pulled ourselves together. It was an embarrassing loss for us. We weren't happy about it at all. But we brought it back, and we're 4-0 now, so it worked out.
Love hearing that.
Yeah. So this is likely to be the last match that you guys play on this current patch. So I want to look forward a little bit now, as have you guys been preparing for the upcoming patch, playing on PTR at all, or just what are your thoughts on what we've got coming in the near?
Oh yeah, we've been screaming PTR for a couple of weeks now. We didn't even prepare for this match today. We've just been screaming PTR. We've just been doing our thing. But we're definitely prepared for whatever comes next if it changes.
Love hearing the confidence from these guys. I do have a question for you. Actually, we were seeing it all night. A lot of Hulk combos. Is that something you guys have been focusing on in your scrims and all that, or
Oh,
is that just synergy for time playing?
I think it's both, but if you're not getting anything with your Halt, then you're just doing it wrong.
Properly said.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do want to ask you guys a little bit about just kind of the near future for you guys and what the kind of goals are for this team. You're coming off of a fairly strong showing in the practice open division season. So I'm curious, what are in your sights as kind of the near term goals for this team?
Short-term goals. Well, we've got a little land coming up, so we're gonna try to win that big prize pool. But we're gonna definitely trying to win as much as possible, and we've been preparing for that a lot. But long term, obviously, we definitely think we can make it into contenders, and we're shooting for that this OD.
Okay, I like to see that your sights are high, and I definitely think the talent is there for you guys.
Thank you.
This has been. You guys haven't been together, super long as far as teams go. But I'm curious, how do you think the project has been coming in terms of fitting together the cohesion and the chemistry on the team? What are how is the mood in the team right now?
Well, we've actually been together for a pretty long time, I think. We've had I know at least 3 of us, me, Crimson, and Chinese Food, our main tank, and our hitscan DPS. We've been on the team for almost at least a year, I think. They've been on the team for over a year. I've been for almost a year, and we've got Rory, Arrow, and one more. They've been, yeah, switch joined at the same time as me. Actually, he's gonna be mad I forgot about him. They're relatively recent, but they've been here a while too. We've built up synergy for a long time now. And our team attitude, I really like it. We're like a little family almost, as corny as that sounds.
It's great to hear. And stuff like that. When you enjoy playing with people, it always builds up that synergy because you're less likely to maybe get upset because the guy, you like the guy. You're not gonna get upset at him as much.
Yeah, well, actually, one of our teammates, since he knows us, he's always flaming. He's always on this.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's one of the things you can kind of
get away with.
Yeah, you can stop necessarily having to kind of tiptoe around people.
Yeah.
You can say what you feel and know that there's no kind of hard feelings behind it. So in a lot of ways, that kind of lets you really be honest with each other and kind of improve perhaps a little bit faster than if you were trying to preserve people's feelings. So I do really like to hear that, and I've loved seeing kind of the progression for you guys over the last few months. It's been a pleasure to watch, and I can't wait to see where you guys go from here. But congratulations on the win here tonight. I do want to give you an opportunity before we let you go to give some shout outs to anyone behind the scenes, plug streams, do anything like that. And now's the time.
Yeah, definitely a shout out to our coaches, telling us what we're doing wrong, which we do a lot sometimes. And I've got one of my teammates stream, Arrow. Alright, I'll get a link in a sec. But that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for giving us a little bit of your time, and again, congratulations on the victory. We'll let you get back to the rest of your team. So, anyone who wants to, since I got it here, the twitch.tv/arrowlane is where you can find the wonderful Lucio player for or the wonderful support for Astray, and go check him out, give him support, and we wish you all the best and good luck moving forward. You got one more game in the rest of this event, but already locking up first place tonight, so congratulations on that one.
Thanks. Nice talking to you guys.
Great having you, man.
Yep. you.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of another dominant showing by Astray.
Yeah.
They come away with the victory here tonight, and it's not hard to see why they are the first place team in the whole division. The talent on this roster is undeniable, and I can't wait to see what they continue to do in the future. Before we go, got the news coming down. Rory has been named the viewers MVP.
Oh, wow.
Coming through big on a variety of heroes here tonight. The
Yes.
Reaper, the Mei, the Hanzo, playing the snipers, playing everything and anything that the team needs, and a really strong pick here tonight. It's kind of a situation where you could not have gone wrong. You could have picked anybody on Astray and it would have been completely valid, but Rory going to come away with those props here tonight.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong. He was kind of the Swiss Army knife for them. He said a bunch of different heroes, and heroes that all play differently. It's not something easy to do just to swap like that. You see a lot of people, oh, I play this, they all play similarly. He grabbed a bunch of different heroes and wrecked with all of them.
Absolutely. So he comes away with the MVP. Astray comes away with yet another win over Illusion here tonight. Get a little bit of redemption for their last showing against Illusion, and they lock up first place, come away with the victory over the whole division, and continue to assert themselves so far. And it has been a pleasure casting with you here tonight, Valnilo. It's been fun. This is the first game I've got to cast in a couple weeks, so it's good to get back into it, and we got some entertaining Overwatch tonight.
Yes, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. I'm new to casting the second cast. Both of them have managed to be with Star Esports. You guys are phenomenal. I love working with everybody. It's a great experience, and everybody here is always so nice.
Yeah, well, if you at home want to join the Star Esports community at all, you can find us in a lot of places. You can come join the Discord. That's where all the action is happening. That's where you can find announcements about the game. Our entire community is there. Great place to find scrims for teams, to find talented players as well. And you can follow us on Twitter. You can give us a subscription here on Twitch to help us continue to put on these events where we're doing a lot for the tier 3 community here at Star Esports, and we've got a great community going on. So if you want to be a part of that, be sure to join us and watch out for everything we've got going on in the future. But that's going to be it for us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Overwatch All-Star Trials. Astray coming away with the 4-0 victory. I've been your play-by-play caster, Shy Guy. He's been Valnilo, refused behind the scenes, making all the magic happen. Thanks once again for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.